we're going to simplify here, negative 9 halves. 8. We're going to add 9 halves. Add 9 halves. Alright. And this is going to be negative 7 halves equals b. Now we have our b, and we have our m, so we can put it into the equation. Y equals 1 half x minus 7 halves. Alright, so this one will be c. Alright, now we are going to work on switching to standard form, which is ax plus by equals c. What is the equation of the line that passes through the point -4, -2, and is parallel to the line represented by y equals 1/4 x plus 3? So we're going to take the slope here, and we're going to put this in the slope intercept form, and then we'll change it into standard form. Alright, so we have the slope. And we have our point, -4, -2. And if we're going to plug this in, we want to use we're going to plug them in again. -4. -2. This will simplify down to -1. And 1 both sides. Alright, -1 equals b. Now we have the b. Now we have the slope. Y equals 1/4 x minus 1. Do any of these answers look like this one over here? No, so we need to put it into standard form, right? And standard form has the x first, and if we notice, the coefficient on all the x's is 1. So we're going to need to multiply this whole equation by 4, so that x is 1. Alright, so we'll do that real quick. 4 here. So then we're going to distribute to all of them. So it'll be 4y equals x minus 4. Alright, and then we'll add 4 to both sides. And then we want the y on the same side as x. Then we get 4 equals x minus 4y. Does that look like any of these over here? It might help if I switch these around. X minus 4y equals 4. And x minus 4y equals 4. How are you guys doing? Good? Alright. A line passes through 1, 2, and 3, -4. Which line is parallel to it and passes through 2, 1? So now we aren't given the slope here. So now we need to find the slope. Does anybody remember the slope equation that was shown up here a while ago? Alright, so it's going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Where we're going to have 2 points And the little subscript here is going to correspond to whatever one. So right here we have 1, 2, and we also have 3, -4. So we need, for the slope, the y2 and x2 need to come from the same point, and then the y1 and x1 need to come from the same point. So if we'll just pick this one as the first one, and then this one be the second one. So we'll take y2, so from the second point, -4, minus y from the first one, so -2, over x2, 3, minus x1, Alright, so then we know that m equals -3. Next, we need to find a line that's parallel to it, so we're going to keep that slope, and it passes through the point 2, 1. So if we're going to have slope intercept form, we know the point 1 equals m, which is -3, b, -6 plus b is 1, plus 6 plus 6, 7 equals b. So now we have the intercept, now we have the slope, and then we can put this slope intercept form. And then we're going on a streak of C's here. We got C. Everybody still doing okay? Yeah. Alright, what is the equation of the line that passes through Z and is perpendicular to A, B? Alright, this one we are not given the slope either, but now we have a graph. Alright, so we can start at B and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going 6 up, so it's going to be positive. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going 6 to the right, which also is positive. So if we have rise over run, it's going to equal 6 over 6, which will simplify to 1. But that's the slope of this line. If we want a line that's going to be perpendicular, we're going to want the opposite reciprocal. Alright. So, perpendicular, the opposite reciprocal of 1 is going to be -1. Good job. And then we do know a point. We want it to pass through Z, which is 1, -3. So if we know a point, and we know the slope, we can put it in y equals mx plus b. Y value is -3. M is -1. X is going to be 1 plus b, so it's -1 plus b equals -3. Alright, we're going to add the 1 over. -2 is going to be b. Alright, now we have B and we have M. We can But we can also simplify this. We don't need that 1 as a coefficient, so we can just simplify it to negative x minus 2. And it doesn't quite match the answers. What form is this in? Standard form. Good job. So, to get this in standard form, we're just going to want to add the x's over. X plus y is negative 2. Should be A. What is the equation of the line that passes through T and is parallel to PQ? Alright, so we got T down here, which is negative 2, negative 3. And is parallel to PQ, so we're going to want the same slope. So we're going to go up 2, which is going to be positive. And then we're going to go to the left 6, so that's going to go negative. And it doesn't matter what way we do it. If we went this way, we'd be going down 2, so that'd be negative 2. And then we'd be going to the right, which would be positive 6. Alright, so we got rise over run. And then no matter what, the rise would either be negative 2, let me put that over 6, or it'd be 2 over negative 6. So they're going to equal, so it doesn't matter what way you go, if you go over the top or over the bottom to find the slope of the line. Either way, the slope will be negative 1/3, negative 2, 6, that's going to equal negative 1/3. And we want a line that's parallel, so we don't need to do anything with that. And we have our slope and our point, so we can put it into y equals mx plus b. Plug the y value in, negative 3, negative 1/3, negative 2 plus b. This will turn into a positive 2/3. And subtract 2/3. Actually, I did this wrong. This is 7. Alright, so if this was 6, so if P was 1 more over, this would be the slope. But since the slope is negative 2/7,
I think you can just go
Leave
on
it?
with it
Okay.
being as 6.
so there
Yep.
you go.
I wouldn't worry about that.
Perfect, so those won't match up because this is different, but if we did want to put this in the slope intercept form, okay. Alright, so our slope was maybe 1/3 x minus 11/3 was y. If we wanted to put it in standard form, we want to get x to be negative 1, so multiply everything by 3. 3y equals negative x minus 11. We're going to add the x over because we want x and y to be on the same side. And x plus 3y equals negative 11. Do you have it in you for one more problem? Yeah. No? What? We'll finish out this slide, alright? Alright, what equation of the line that passes through W and is perpendicular to MN? Alright, what is the slope of MN? Undefined, right? Because if it's rise over run, we're going to divide it by 0, and that's a big no, right? What would be perpendicular to straight up and down?
0.
Horizontal. And the slope would be 0. Good job. So if we're going to rise 0 and run the whole graph, what way would the line that's perpendicular to this be? It'd be horizontal, right? And if we want to pass through W, we're just gonna go like that. Alright, so we have a horizontal line, so we're gonna use Y. Y equals, and then it's at 2, so Y equals 2. Because Y is always gonna equal 2, and X is always gonna equal 0. Y equals 2. And then we will call that a day to be able for you guys to work on your worksheets. And whereabouts? What did you say?
They can do 1 through 7.
Alright. There we go. You heard that, 1 through 7. Oh. Do you know if the other side's made on here by chance?
Yes, that
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's okay. Okay, yeah. Alright. So for this, you're gonna wanna rip off the front sheet because you're only gonna do 1 through 7, and then you're gonna pass the rest back, and then you guys will use that on Monday. Does that make sense? No? So, when you get the packet, you'll rip the front page off, and then you'll keep this page, and then you will turn the other sheets back up. Alright, so this one is right before you go. Just wanna pass those back.